Good morning, everyone. Okay, we're gonna try one more time. Good morning, everyone. There we go. It is such a joy to be with y'all on this Thursday morning as we even have a little bit of sun peeking through the clouds and the first time in several days. So lots of good things to celebrate today. We're going to begin our time together this morning with music from four incredibly talented folks, many of whom are representing our musical theater department today. We have Sammy Azúa from the class of 2026, who is a BFA music theater, minor in psychology, serving as the executive vice president for student government. Not busy at all. She, along with Elliot, will be performing in An American in Paris the next several weeks. So hope that you will take advantage of the opportunity to further see them perform over the next couple weekends. Elliot is a sophomore music theater major and arts administration double major, minor in dance, also not busy at all. He's excited to have the chance to sing here and in American in Paris over the next several weekends. And finally, we have JT Loveless, who's a sophomore music theater major from Bentonville, Arkansas. At Elon, he has performed in several productions, won first place in MT Voice at the 2025 Nats Nationals, and was a 2023 Jimmy Awards nominee and Discovery Awards winner. So, quite the lineup this morning. Please help me to welcome our musicians.
Who cares what the public chatters?
Love's the only thing that matters.
Who
Who
cares if the sky
Who cares if the sky falls in the sea? Who cares what headlines are shrieking? Long as we two are cheek to cheeking, why should I care? Life is worth Life's
to believe,
as long as
I care for you, and you
care for me. They're writing songs of love, but not for me. A lucky stars above, but not for me. With love to lead the way, I found more skies of gray than any rush and play could guarantee.
A fool to fall and get that way. I owe alas and also like a day. If you watch this world,
the memory of her king.
you'd better dance.
I guess she's not
Dance whenever you
It all began so well, but what an end. This is the time a fella needs a friend, when every happy plot ends in a marriage knot. But there's no knot for me.
It's my pleasure and honor to introduce today's speaker, Anya Bratić. Anya is a senior from Roanoke, Virginia, double majoring in international and global studies and policy studies with a minor in public health. She serves as the student body president and is also an Elon College Fellow, Periclean Scholar, and a design thinking consultant at the Center for Design Thinking. In the bio, Anya wrote that she hopes to combine her passion for problem solving and principled politics to pursue further career opportunities. But I see her doing that currently. I see your passion, I see everything that you're doing right now, not just on the Elon campus, but in the local community. And I see you bridging your expertise and your passion for public policy, diplomacy, and social innovation. And so it's just such an honor to see the work that you're doing. And with that, here's Anya.
Thank you, Whitney, so much for that introduction, and thank you to Sammy and Elliot and JT for such an incredible performance. Good morning, everyone. My name is Anya Bratić, and I have the absolute honor of getting to talk to you about what it means to be in this moment with you all this morning. Now, I'm especially grateful to have made it here on time because let me tell you, I have just had the busiest morning. I woke up at 6 a.m. determined to get a head start on the day, sent a few emails, finalized a presentation, edited a paper, prepped for a meeting, even responded to a few messages that probably could have waited until last week. Breakfast? Absolutely not. So busy. As I was listing all of that out, it struck me how frequently we pride ourselves on the busyness of our schedule. Every day feels like a new version of the same story, just with different tasks attached. When someone asked me, "How are you?" my automatic response was always, "I'm good, super busy." Busyness at Elon has almost become a status symbol. We wear it like a badge of honor. Even on campus tours, I've heard how we proudly say our students are involved and over-involved. In conversations, we compete over who has the most color-coded Google Calendar. I know this because I did it too. I wanted people to see that I was busy because I thought that being busy meant being important. And in many ways, it's true. We are busy people doing meaningful things. But somewhere along the way, busy became my identity. I wanted to do everything, hold every leadership position, build the perfect resume, because I believed that success in college was measured by how much you could fit into 24 hours. But here's the thing. The more I did, the less time I was able to give myself to feel. The more I achieved, the less I noticed what actually mattered. Somewhere between all the emails and the meetings, I stopped paying attention to the parts of life that don't fit neatly on a resume. Lately, I've been reading John Green's The Anthropocene Reviewed with my Periclean Scholars cohort, and one line really stuck with me. He writes, "Pay attention to what you're paying attention to." That line made me realize something really uncomfortable. I was paying so much attention to my GPA, to the deadlines I had to meet, to my exams, that I forgot to pay attention to the people who loved me most. I started to pay more attention to my inbox than to my mom and dad, who want nothing more than for me to pick up the phone and call them to tell them about my day. I paid more attention to maintaining my grades than to my own 2 younger siblings, who sometimes just needed their big sister's advice. And when they would get frustrated with me for my lack of communication, and reasonably so, my response was always the same. "I'm sorry, but you know how busy I am." It was true, I was busy. but I wasn't paying attention to what I was paying attention to. I was succeeding as a student, yet failing to show up in the ways that mattered most. At some point, I had to stop and ask myself, was I going to let the busyness of today get in the way of my own health and well-being? Was I going to let it get in the way of me checking in with my family, the people who keep me grounded no matter how far I go? Was I going to let it take priority over spending time with friends, many of whom who show up for me time and time again, and those people are here today in the audience. So going into this semester, I made a decision. I was not going to let the goals of today conflict with the goals of life. And those goals look different for all of us, right? But it's up to each of us to define what they are and how we choose to pay attention to them. But how do we actually do that? How do we make space for the stillness and a culture that celebrates the hustle? As some of you may know, I work at the Center for Design Thinking, and one of my favorite tools that we give to students near the end of our workshops is called a tiny task. This tool recognizes that sometimes we set these giant abstract goals for ourselves, goals that sound inspiring but feel really impossible to start. You know, the kind where you walk out of a talk like this and you say, I'm going to be less busy, or I'm going to start being more present. Those are great intentions, but without a clear direction, they usually fade away as soon as life starts to get hectic again. Instead, a tiny task invites you to start small, literally so small that you could begin doing it today. One tiny task that I started implementing in my own life this semester was changing how I responded when people asked me, "How are you doing?" I made intentional efforts to stop answering with, "I'm so busy," because I realized that phrase had become automatic, something that I said without giving it another thought, a kind of a filler word almost. And honestly, it wasn't just unnecessary, it was harmful. When we lead with busy, we send the message that our worth is tied to how much we're doing instead of how we're feeling. It shuts down connection rather than opening it up. So in this moment, I began choosing to respond differently. I'm learning that busyness isn't impressive. It's often a barrier to well-being. I'm practicing what it means to slow down, to pay attention to what actually matters, and to give myself permission just to be present. And the thing is, you're already practicing it too. By being here today, attending Newman Lumen, you're already taking the time to reflect, to slow down, to spend your time intentionally. Just by showing up, you're choosing to step away from the endless busyness of the day and give yourself the space to think and to feel and to be present. That's exactly what living in this moment looks like. In this moment, we can all pause and notice what truly matters. In this moment, we can connect with ourselves and with the people around us. In this moment, we can remind ourselves that our worth is not measured by what we do, but by how fully we live. In this moment, we get to choose to pay attention to what we're paying attention to. Thank you all so much.